Hello, everyone. My name is Katy from Greenland Quilter, and I may not sound sick, but I am. But I got to keep on a happy face for all of y'all because I love you guys and thank you for coming. Welcome. I want you all to welcome Jamie back. I'm super excited about her being back to sew with me. So we're just gonna do what I did last night. We are going to sew and have good conversation. So listen up, y'all. If you want to ask Jamie any questions, please ask them so that we can get your questions answered. And also it helps to, when you're asking questions and chatting in the chat, it's keeping our analytics moving at the same time. So for those of you who don't know who Jamie is from the quilting compound. And now I'm going to turn it over to her so she can tell you a little bit about herself again and she's going to show you what she's going to work on and anything else. So it's up to you now.
Okay, so hi, I'm Jamie and my channel is the Quilting Compound. And see, been sewing off and on for about 24 years. I want to make a correction from my last video. I said that I've been sewing continuously since 2000. That was supposed to be 2020. I started back, what was going on at that time. So I started back then with mask, and then I have just been going ever since. And today I am working on the cotton cuts. I'm doing Olive Grove. See that? Yep. That is my color.
Nora. Y'all, Nora's saying hi. Hang on.
Hi, Nora. So this is my color selection, or whatever you want to call it. So it's rather busy, but this is block 4. And so that's what I'm going to be working on today. And I'm going to plug myself. If you haven't got to see, I just put out a new tutorial that's behind me on the wall. So I just put that out this week.
And I'm going to share Jamie's post in the chat so you guys can go to her website. And then let me say hello to everyone in the chat, and then I'll tell you what I'm going to do. And then me and Jamie will continue to carry on some conversation. And we really want you to participate. So if there's something that you want to share with us, or you want to say to Jamie or to me, I mean, come on, you guys, let's talk. Okay, so hello to Andrea. Hello, it's either Jeannie or Jeanne. I'm not sure which name. I always mess that up. Welcome. And hello, Deb S. Welcome. Okay, so, and yeah, so far that's how many's in here. Okay, so I kind of, I know some of you were on the live last night, and I started that pillow pattern, and I'm not finished with it, so I'm going to continue working on that. And the only reason I'm doing that is because I really don't feel well, and I don't want to have to think about is I just don't want to mess something up. So we're just going to sew and relax and enjoy the live tonight. And I appreciate all of you who have had patience with all of this, and thank you for coming. The other thing is I wanted to share some mail with you guys that I got in the mail. One of it's from Qaqortoq, and the other is from Threaded Lines. And the Threaded Lines one, do you guys remember when Ian and Becca were doing a $25 drawing? Because they were sharing something they were doing together. They were doing a project together through Threaded Lines. Oh, the project was called Continuum. That's where the drawing was happening. Anyway, it just happened that I won one of the gift cards. It was a $25 one. And since Ian was working on Gravity, guess who took that $25 gift card from Threaded Lines and bought Gravity?
Oh, now is that a pattern or a book? Or both?
It's a book pattern.
Pattern book.
Yeah, and okay. I think he may have finished this by now, probably. But I definitely think I want to play with it so I can play with my batiks, since I have this idea in my head about using 100 colors in a quilt. Now, this is not going to have 100 colors, but it'll help me figure out in my head what I want to see happen when I start putting different colors, hues, tints, shades,
Oh,
because
yeah.
the text is so varied, and you can get a whole set of blues, and it can start from a dark navy blue that looks black to a turquoise at the other end of the spectrum. And that's depending on what color, additional colors are added. So so we know that if we combine yellow and red together, we get orange. Okay. If you want to make purple, you just put red with blue. Red and blue together to make purple. Yeah. So what I'm saying is a lot of and any fabric for that matter, if you were to go out and start picking an array of colors, and you stick in the different tints, hues, and shades in between all the main colors, you can come up with something really beautiful. And when it comes to 100 colors, there's so many shades and tints and hues of these colors. You could literally, if you, without even thinking about it, just start with one end of the spectrum and work your way through the other end. And that's what I think I'm going to do with my 100 color quilt. But I thought this would help me figure out what it is I want to accomplish by messing with a pattern like this. And this will, of course, it'll be a pretty whatever I come up with. But let me show you some of what's in the book. And I didn't really see anything in here that's, so you get this opening page. It's really colorful with a table of contents. And then it talks about piecing. It tells you how to piece, the different pieces that are involved in this pattern. This is what the pieces will look like.
Are those Y seams in there?
I don't know. I haven't read the whole pattern yet.
Or is it paper piecing?
A lot of it, I think, is paper piecing, and some of it's cutting triangles and strip sets. Then in here, the next page, it tells you how to cut strips, cut diamonds, half triangles. I can't show you this part because there's measurements on it. How to cut triangles, how to cut, and I noticed here, let me see if I can put this up here. There is a special ruler there. Now, I looked at the book to say if that ruler was required. It's not, but if you have it, it'll make life easier. So that's one of the rulers. Okay. Then the next page covers the half hexagon. And you're still using that ruler I showed you guys. It does jewels, which is the next thing. And then it talks about block 1 being horizon. And let me show you what the horizon looks like. It's this shaped block right here.
Yeah, whatever her name is, that my mind just went blank. I know she's in Oregon or Washington. She just did a video with a quilt that had shapes like that in it.
And this one's called Orbit. Well, then you're familiar with the pattern then. The pattern is by Jaybird Quilts, by the way. And then you'll do intergalactic, which is what this green colors look like.
Okay. I can see that well, I don't know. Ooh.
And then you get templates. It does come with the templates in case you don't use the rulers or whatever. This is called Ultraviolet, so I'm just going to show you one side of it because I can't.
Okay. It was Donna Jordan of Jordan Fabrics.
Oh,
she just put out a video that had a block similar to that, but I think she was making the big star.
Oh, okay. So this one's called Cosmic.
See,
we have Eclipse. What'd you say?
I don't do a lot with templates, I guess.
Well, I have,
I don't.
and this may take me a while to get myself lined up to try to do this on my own,
Yeah.
because I've never done this style of block before. I mean, look at this. This is the layout of it.
It's really pretty.
Yeah. And it would be something I could tease out with there's more templates.
So they're actually pretty big templates.
Yeah. And then you
Like,
have sew selections, and it tells you how to sew them together. So
oh,
it's a complete pattern in a book. And it takes you through every step. Now, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be challenged with this. So that's why it'll take me a while to figure out how to start this, because I don't want to so this quilt size is 90, it's supposed to be 97 by 96. You're going to use 108 10-inch squares. You're going to use 1 1/8 yard of black, 1 7/8 yards of charcoal, 2 yards of steel. So it gives you a list of these colors that was used in this one. So you could just decide upon how you want to run colors for the star.
yeah.
The rulers and templates that are part of this is one's called Hex and More Ruler by J. Bird Quilts. Super Sidekick Ruler, which looks like a strip ruler almost.
Okay. Yeah. I think my local quilt shop has that because I've looked at it before and went, I wonder what that's for.
Yeah, so it's for this pattern. And other than that, you just need your usual tools as a quilter. So this is the book that I bought with my $25 gift card. I can't remember how much the shipping was, but I think so basically, yes, I won a $25 card. The book was free, but technically it's not free because I still had to pay international shipping, but the international shipping for this was not bad at all. I mean, I could live with it, especially since this was a freebie anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, the next thing I want to share with you guys is I am loving the Sew Sampler Box Peaceful Baskets pattern that started in April.
Mm-hmm.
I decided I want to order the blocks since I'm not a Sew Sampler subscriber. I stopped being a subscriber back in 2022 because the boxes only talk to certain groups of people, and the rest of us get left out in the cold. So yeah, and I'm not saying that to be mean or anything when it comes to Fat Quarter Shop, because I'm a Fat Quarter Shop fan. I love the company and I buy from them all the time. It's one of my go-to places since international shipping is so expensive. They give it to me for a relatively decent price, and I can live with that. And so that's what one of the companies. Hi, Asa. I hope you're having a great day. Asa Vakya. My husband's in the channel. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So this is let me just show you the back of it. But that's what the finished basket will look like. So every month they're going to do a different basket. And I think it's super cute because I might could play around with this using bright, happy colors, and we'll see what happens doing one of these.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. So here's mine.
Oh, you already done one. Yours is beautiful. Let me spotlight you so everybody can get a good look. Look at her basket, guys.
Yeah, I used what I already had, but you'll hear in my next video coming up. I'm already in a fabric dilemma. So
yeah, the blocks are considerably big.
Oh, they are. They're really big.
Yeah. And I noticed that about it. So it's gonna be fun trying to decide how I want to do it. But
I'm wondering if I could add a couple borders on and make it a bed quilt, because these are so big, and there'll be 12 of them. So yeah, they're really big.
Jeanne says she has my paper roll, or she says, I have my paper roll ready, just have to choose fabric. Paper roll for what? Share with us what you were, because I know we were talking about different things at once. And my husband, as I said hi. Okay, you guys don't have no questions for Jamie yet? So the next thing is, this is a little bit, I live in Greenland, so most of you are going to be fine with this because I share parts of Greenland on and off through my journey of learning how to be a creator. And so something happened, I don't know, about a month ago. I'm friends with a school teacher.
You might want to still on the big screen. I'm still on the big screen. Everybody can see me.
Thank you for reminding me. Y'all help me remind me when I do that. Okay. So the long story short is Jane had posted on her Facebook, she was looking for people who were willing to be pen pals to a group of students at her school. And several classrooms are participating in it. And so each teacher would choose who the pen pal was going to be, and her classroom would send a letter to that person. And I wrote back and I said, well, just international people can count in this endeavor. And she said, sure, bring it. And I said, so tell them if they want, to write to me here in Greenland, they can. Now, this was back in February, right before I left to go to QuiltCon. And by the time I got back from QuiltCon, got back settled in, I hadn't seen a letter yet. Well, this letter came 4 or 5 days ago, and I'm going to read it to you guys. And then I think it's a super great program, and I have been talking back and forth to the teacher that sent the letter. I think I would like to get back with her and see if we couldn't start this as a program, where students can write to people all over the place. Let's find some people who are willing to participate. One of the things, when I opened the letter, a bunch of stickers fell out. So let me show you the stickers. So stickers came in it. So this is the first one.
That's neat.
This is the second one.
That's pretty.
Mm-hmm. And this one, I love this sticker. She believed she could, so she did.
I definitely like that one.
Me too. That I might stick that one on my sewing machine if I can find the right spot.
I think I have a t-shirt that has that on there.
And this one says, don't trip over what's behind you. That's a really good quote. And prove them wrong.
Yeah, I have let me get too close to y'all right here, and I just moved my camera,
so these are like uplifting stickers.
Some fabric companies and designers, they have like little sayings on their selvages. Like this is Steve Martin, be so good they can't ignore you type thing.
Yeah.
And Primitive Gatherings, they usually always send, or almost always send, a sticker in their box because I get their subscription box. Mm-hmm. They have some really good ones in there.
Okay, so the school's name is Sage Garden Elementary School, and Miss Draper's class is Miss Draper's Impact Specials class. And so let me read the letter to you guys, because I think you'll find it interesting. Dear friends across the world, we are a group of 5th grade students in North Carolina currently in Impact class. Impact means I make positive actions come true. In this class, we talk about emotions, goals, problem solving, being positive thinkers, and how we can impact others in a positive way. We learn to make good choices that can affect others. We respect each other, learn about kindness, participate in service projects throughout the year, and just have fun learning together. At the beginning of the year, we were challenged to write 50 letters across the United States. We are doing this in hopes to impact someone in a small way. We hope to bring a smile to someone's face, bring back a memory or a happy thought, and just encourage someone's day. Thank you for participating in our challenge this year, and don't forget how amazing you are. So part of our impact class, we learn about different nonprofit organizations around our town. Once we learn about them, we enjoy helping and serving those places. We have created cards for the Ronald McDonald House and for our veterans. We also just finished up a project for the SECU Family House. The SECU House is like a hotel for out-of-town guests using our local hospitals. We made welcome badges for them to use when they have to stay for long periods of time. Are there any local places you get to help or donate items to? Has anyone ever impacted you in a positive way? Do you feel you have ever made a positive impact on someone? What positive phrase do you live by? We all have different ones, but our school slogan is speak kindness, sedge gardens. No, spread kindness, sedge gardens. That's a great quote. Aside from this class, we enjoy many different things. We also love playing outside, making videos, playing video games, reading, dancing, swimming, talking to our friends, and just hanging out. We love pizza, chicken nuggets, fries, Bojangles, Chick-fil-A, Mexican food, and ice cream. North Carolina is known for their great vinegar-based barbecue and barbecue slaw, which is red cabbage. We live near High Point, North Carolina, which used to be called the furniture capital of the world. There is an old Shell gas station in the middle of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, that literally looks like a yellow seal, like a yellow tail seal. Seashell. Sorry, guys. It's pretty cool. We live in the Piedmont area of North Carolina, which means we can be at the beach within 4 hours or the mountains within 2 hours. The United States is filled with lots of beautiful national parks, museums, amazing restaurants, zoos, and entertainment. We love it here. What are some of your, and so here's questions that are going to get asked also. What are some of your favorite things to do? What is your favorite restaurant and what do you get there? What are some of your favorite foods? How's the weather in your area? How hot does it get there? In the winter, how cold does it get? We rarely get snow, but when we do, we usually get a snow day at home. Our favorite thing to do during a snow day is sledding, throwing snowballs, making snow angels, and building snowmen. Mrs. Draper was telling us about snow cream, and most of us had no idea what that is. Really, because it hasn't snowed here in a while. She said it was delicious. Do you know what snow cream is? I don't. Do you like to travel? Where is the coolest place you've ever been? What is the coolest thing you've ever done? Where were you born? What is your favorite thing to do? And can you tell us a little bit about your country? Do you have any animals or close family? What are some of your traditions you like to do? Some of us have family game nights or eat pizza every Friday night. Some of us take family vacations every year, and some of us celebrate Christmas. I don't know how to say that word. Posados, I guess. Las Posadas. So if I said that wrong, forgive me, you guys. Hanukkah and Ramadan. We celebrate different holidays and love learning about traditions. Did you ever write a letter like this to people when you were younger? It's pretty cool seeing the map of the USA fill up with all our letters we are receiving. We are so thankful we get to add countries to our challenge, and that's pretty cool. We really hope you enjoyed reading our letter and finding out a little bit about us. We can't wait to add your letter in color to your country on our wall. Please feel free to add anything else. Thank you again for participating in this activity, and we hope we've impacted you in some small way. So I talked to the teacher because it took all that time for this letter to get here. And
How long does it take?
School's about to be done in North Carolina around the 6th, I think. So I'm going to take the time and go down or up to Princess Mountain, and I'm going to make a video where I'm walking down from the top of that mountain all the way down into the valley, down into where I live. and hopefully I'll get some ice pictures from the fjord and things like that, and then I'll just tell them about living here in Greenland and about the country. There's many things that I have learned about our participation from the United States relating to Greenland that I don't recall ever in U.S. history being told about how the United States had Greenland in its protection during World War II. And they had it in its protection to keep China and the UK from snatching the country and it becoming part of their country. So I think they turned the country back over to the Danish crown in 1959. So they had it for a few years, and they put in 2 different air bases. One air base is still functional up north called Thule Air Base. Now the smaller air base, which used to be called Blue West 1, is Narsarsuaq, and that's where we get on a helicopter here and fly to Narsarsuaq to get on a Dash 8 or a 737, depending on what day of the week we're flying. If you fly Tuesdays and Thursdays during spring, summer, and fall, you can hop on a 737 and go straight from Narsarsuaq to Copenhagen. But if you fly on the other days, you end up going from here to Narsarsuaq to Qaqortoq to Copenhagen. So if you can take out one airport, that saves you some money. Now, things are about to change here in Greenland, and Nuuk is about to put the "We Are Open" sign up on its newest international airport, and the airport will be able to land wide-body passenger jets. And guess what, you guys? That means intercontinental flights between the United States, Canada, and us. And I am super stoked about this because I think it's going to make us traveling back and forth home to my home place cheaper and easier to get to, and I won't have to go through Europe to do it. I'll be able to do it straight from here. Now, I'll still have to hop on a helicopter, get on, to go to Narsarsuaq, and then it'll be from Narsarsuaq to Nuuk instead. But in 2026, our runway is supposed to be finished. So when that happens, that means that we can get on a Dash 8 and go from here to Nuuk, and then get on a big jet and go to the United States. So y'all, let's all send positive vibes that this all gets
yeah.
and people can go back and forth, because I would love the door to be easier to open, because we get a lot of cruise ships and stuff through here, but cruise ships are not for everyone. I don't know about you, but I have never been on a cruise ship, but I don't know that I want to get on a cruise ship just because I'm worried about catching other people's germs. It's so cheap and easier to fly, go where you want to go, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I've actually been on, I think, 5 cruises, but that was a long time ago. I haven't been anywhere.
We got our first cruise ship 2 days ago, and of course I couldn't work because of being sick, but we're supposed to get 68 more cruise ships from now to the second week in October. So we're going to be busy, I think.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Quiet. What's going on? Is everybody watching? Hello. What did y'all think about the letter I shared with you?
I think that's really neat. So do you have any
ideas
of the things you might share? Have you?
Well, I thought what I would do is, since one of the things this town is famous for is the Stone and Man open air art exhibition, and there's about 44 pieces in this town. The original listing of how many when it first happened was about 24 pieces, so I'm definitely going to catch up with all those pieces and put them in the video so they can see them, because the whale wall itself is just it's something else. And I'll get to talk about the Inuit culture when it relates to fishing and whaling, and or eating whale and eating seal. This all is part of a symbiotic relationship that the Greenlanders have with nature here, because Greenlanders don't believe in taking more than they need, and they never leave nature in a mess when they've gone out hunting and fishing. It's all kept clean and pristine, and most of the stuff you see is trash here in town, which has become a problem here. So they're working on that. Okay. All right. Does any of you have any questions about the book or about the letter that I shared with you guys? I hope you thought it was as upbeat as I thought it was. I was just, I'd be happy to participate in something like that.
Yeah, I thought that was really neat.
Yeah, me too.
Are you going to share any sewing stuff?
I am.
Quilting?
I will share my quilts, some of my quilts. I'll get some help hanging them up so that I can share that with them. And right now I'm still not in my sewing room, so I don't want to share that part. But yeah, I'll be sharing that and all the other things that are doable to share.
Well, that should
be get it by the time school is out. Deb says yes. So here's our agreement. I talked to her about me doing a YouTube video, so there is going to be a video. The rest of you guys will be able to watch it because I'm going to upload it, and she's going to be able. Because one of the questions I asked her was, "Can you show a YouTube video in your classroom?" She said yes. So I will make a video, and then I'll upload it to my YouTube channel, and then send her the link. And basically, she can show the YouTube channel to her class, or the video, I mean, and they'll get all the answers to their questions, plus everything I share with them relating to the town and what I'm doing here and things like that. So it'll be really cool. And so she didn't get a stipulation on how long the video could be, so I'm pretty sure the sky's the limit on this. Just saying. But I thought I would get it done in the next couple of days and get it sent, the link sent to her, and which means I'm going to have to take a taxi cab up to the top of the mountain and walk. And then what I'll do is I'll walk my way back down the mountain. That way I can really get some great footage of how it looks in there with the colorful houses. Some of the people's gardens are already showing new life, and I wouldn't mind sharing that since spring is here, you guys. The lake has been set free, the whole thing. So we are starting spring pretty quickly.
So do you have snow? Has all the snow melted? Or I don't know much about Greenland.
When you look at the mountains, there's like little small patches of snow left, and sometimes that will linger for a while, especially if we have a lot of ice in the fjords. And there's been tons of ice in the fjord that's been in the fjord, in and out of the fjord actually, since the last week in February, which is unheard of for South Greenland. Normally we don't get ice until June. So end of February, so it'd be March, April, May. 3 months of ice in the fjord now. And this ice comes from the west coast, the northern west coast. It breaks apart up north, which means the water must have been too warm up there. So it busted apart, and the steering currents bring it down to the south part of Greenland. And then it gets stuck because of the way the steering currents work, they get stuck in the different fjords, and it backs up. You keep bumping into each other. And so March, you couldn't get a boat in or out, a small boat in and out of the harbor because it was just too much thick ice just sitting there in the way. And yeah, and certain vessels like cruise ships, they will not even try to go through ice because their ships are not built for that. And so I'm glad that we didn't have any cruise ship set up for earlier in May. They would have had to cancel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, our schools are already out here, so they're not out till June 6th. I don't have any kids in school, but my nieces are, and they're already out.
Yes, Georgia's kids are out. They got out because my grandson lives in Georgia now, and they got out last week.
Yeah, I think
21st or 22nd, something like that. They were done. This school that my grandson's going to, I know we're supposed to be sewing, but I want to talk to you guys about something because most of y'all know what's going on with my son and grandson. Everyone knows that they're homeless and have been homeless for the last almost 6 months. They're living in a hotel currently, and we're working really hard to fix this. And the people in Carrollton, oh my God, the school is that my grandson's going to is the Carrollton Elementary School, and it's a Gold Star school. And they have so many people doing, there's so many working pieces that go into the school when it's helping families. And it has a caseworker. She's a social worker, but she does several things. She has a master's degree in several different things, but she mostly works with families in transition. So you're going to say, well, what is a family in transition? Families in transitions are families who are living either in their cars, in a hotel, or in a shelter, and the school is doing everything they can to make sure that these children are getting their education, that they're giving parents help financially. There's different programs to help put food on the table in a hotel. So basically, they got together with a government program called Pathways, and Pathways is a part of this that helps with mental health issues. And since my son suffers from depression and anxiety, he also has a learning disability that has to do with how he understands paperwork, or anything that he reads that requires him to, sit down and understand what he's going to put his name to. He doesn't have that skill set. So between Pathways and the school, these two people have been helping him navigate Georgia's stuff. And they've been helping with paperwork. They helped Thomas get himself set up to change his driver's license from California to Georgia. They got us up with, it's called the, it's a religious, I don't know, do you call it a religious thing when they're from a church, but they help homeless people and stuff? I'm not sure what you would call that. But hang on, I'll tell you what the name of them are, because you can actually donate money to them. It's called it's called the THS, which is the Holy Spirit Emergency Shelter Incorporated, which was established in 2014 as a community outreach service for those experiencing homelessness. In November 2014, they were granted status in our service areas, Carroll County. Although we welcome individuals who come to us from surrounding counties, especially if referred to by other agencies, we serve men, women, and families. This is not a permanent shelter. And they have a place where you can actually go and donate money. So what they've been doing, they moved my son from one hotel to a different hotel, and they've been helping. I've been helping. We've been rotating between each other. I donate money that gets used on behalf of my son and my grandson. And I'm not telling you all this to make anyone uncomfortable. Most of you know about this. So this whole thing has been it's been a blessing for both of them. Thomas has gotten back into therapy. His son's back into therapy. So all of this is happening. So the biggest problem right now is he's doing job applications. He's doing interviews, but no one's hiring him yet. So y'all, give me in your little prayers to say, let's get my son a job, because as soon as he gets a job, then he will there's this transition that happens where once you have a family that has someone working, then what they do is they will place them in a different kind of housing where they can work, they can still live relatively cheaply while they're gaining income until they get to a point where they can rent a place of their own. So they don't toss them out onto the street as soon as they get a job. They wait a certain period of time and help families transition from hotel to their own residence. So it's been a really great thing that we've been doing with my son and grandson. Will they get by? Oh, okay. So, okay.
I keep moving you all because I'm trying to get where whenever I start sewing, I can be in the picture a little bit.
Yeah, it looks good to me. I just don't see your machine, which that's okay. All right. So anyone want to ask any questions, and we'll get off this subject now. I hope I didn't make anyone uncomfortable. Nikolai, June the 2nd is canceled. For what? All right. So let's see.
June the 2nd. That's Sunday. Is that Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what he's talking about. It may have something to do with some plans he had. I was supposed to go off for the weekend, and I was going to move my schedule around because I was going to go off with Torben and his wife Ellie, which means as soon as you get out of cell range, and I feel like I've already said this.
So you want to be away from everything?
Sometimes, even me has depression, even though I'm a happy person. I mean, I'm happy in my life. This depression I have has nothing to do with being unhappy. It's just depression is a strange animal, and how it shows up. Sometimes it shows up, sometimes it doesn't. And right now, I'm in the middle of one, but I don't take medicine or anything for it. I just deal with it the best way I can. But going out there's just something about going out on a boat, and it's basically camping in the middle of nowhere. And once you get outside of the communications lane of having access to a cell phone or to a phone, or all of that goes away. You are literally with nature. And then we sleep on the boat, but during the daytime we get off the boat. He's going to go mountain bird hunting, and I think we're going to go hunt for eggs from the seabirds. But I'll help collect the eggs, but I'm not eating any of them. Nikolai, are you still there? Because I want to find out if he wants some bird eggs, because he probably would. But they taste fishy to me.
Oh, ew. I don't want that. Ew.
Well, but it's because I have the sensitive palate, and I just couldn't get past that taste.
I probably couldn't either.
Yeah,
I do too. I'm not a big person as it is.
Yeah, it's different. The reason I don't like the mountain bird, I haven't tried the mountain bird. It's a type of grouse. Oh, the cruise ship was canceled. Oh. Do you want some bird eggs when we go out next weekend? So let me know, okay? Yes or no? I'm not eating them, but I could feed some of them to the dogs. I bet they would love that. Come to think of it, that's another thing I could give to them. But the eggs are kind of big. They're like the size of a duck egg or a goose egg, about that same size, or turkey egg. And, and they're kind of colorful and a little pretty,
Oh, really? You take a picture and share it.
Yeah. When I get it, I'll definitely, and I'm going to video us hunting the eggs. So that'll be fun too. I'll have it on video. This is what I just can't say where we're at because it's too difficult to figure out. Even when I look at the map, and I'll probably recognize getting pieces. Yes, I'll eat them. See, he won't turn down anything that comes from nature. So yeah, so it's kind of an interesting thing with Greenlanders. Just as soon as the ice is gone, well, actually, as soon as the ice comes in, some of them try to get out in their boats and they go seal hunting, because where ice is, seals are, and they'll hunt seals. And then the start of cod fishing starts, and mountain bird hunting starts, looking for mountain egg starts, and then in August, either July or August, we have salmon season, and in between all of that, there's still reindeer season, and other kinds of wildlife stuff that goes on. And I know this year, they did last year, they limited how much salmon was being caught. I don't know if there's going to be a limit on it again this year or not, because the scientists are trying to do a study and they need everybody not going overboard, I guess. So I don't know who they're saying is going overboard because the locals here don't. And so they're monitoring that, and I think the reason they're doing that is because they're seeing where the whole fishing of salmon is industry wise and the locals wise, so that fishing doesn't get overfished. Did you guys know that the salmon that's in our waters came from the United States as babies?
No, I had no idea. I did a true cut rotary cutter. I don't even know what that is. A true cut rotary cutter.
Andrea, what's a true? Oh, I don't know. Let me go look it up on the internet. Hang on a minute. Let's see what a true cut is. True.
Oh, it's kind of like the Martelli, similar to the.
Yeah, I have a Martelli, and you guys, I just can't. My brain and my hand in that rotor cutter don't work.
I think the Martelli is better when you're sitting down.
That might be what the problem is because I do not sit to cut yardage at all.
Yeah.
Or if I'm cutting blocks or any, I never sit. Now you've seen me sit here and trim, but a lot of times I end up standing up because I can't see where the edge of that blade goes. But if I stand up and I'm trimming a block, it's just, there's something about you need to stand up and do this. You shouldn't.
Yeah.
Or I can't sit and do it because I feel like my cutting is not as accurate as versus sitting down, if that makes sense.
No, it makes sense because I did a video and I was watching it, going back and doing the editing, and I had my head over like this, and because I can't see around the ruler.
Yeah, that's the problem was when you sit, even with these, if you sit down and you're all right, so I'm going to trim this. I got to cut this in half anyway. You know, and you're cutting it sitting down, and you may have everything lined up, but you still can't see on the other side of the rotary cutter. But when you stand up, you can see both sides of it. And maybe that's why I prefer to. Maybe it's why I prefer to stand up and cut.
Andrea, I don't think we're in because we don't. I would have to probably get the book out to figure out this one.
That Martelli? Yeah, I'm scared that I'll take that Martelli apart to put a new blade in it and not be able to put it back. I might just give it to my husband.
Well, I think I've changed it since I've got it. And I was also just saying I changed the blade in this rotary cutter here. And I don't know why I don't change them more often, because the difference it makes and having a new blade on your rotary cutter. So now I've got to change. I've got the 60 millimeter. And I thought I had a replacement blade, but I can't find it at the moment. And maybe I was dreaming. I don't know. So it needs to be changed.
I'm with you though. I definitely try to extend the length of time I or how long I use these blades. And sometimes, you know, it starts out with it misses a thread and you have to go back and then before long you're having these misses happen a lot. And then by then I'm like, okay, maybe I need to, but I try to milk it for everything it's worth, you know?
Oh yeah. I do the same thing. And I'm like, I have a whole bunch of them. I think I ordered like a big pack of 5 or more off Amazon, plus whatever I've got in the sew sampler boxes. So I could change them more often.
I'm running, since I'm not doing a subscription box like that anymore, all these little freebies I was getting in it, well, they're not free, but you know what I mean. um, has stopped. So I was looking through my rotary blades the other day and I realized, oh, I'm running low. So I'm going to have to order some somewhere, and I'm probably going to send them to a friend and then let them send it to me from the United States. That way I don't have to use a secondary shipping company, because I want to order them from Amazon so that I could buy like a whole box of them.
See, I love because I sit down to cut. Grace was having a sale last month. I got a $35 cutter and 2 extra blades for $15, but changing the blade. So far, I'm not giving up yet. You'll get it eventually.
Yeah, Andrea, when it's doing that, step away and take a breath and come back a few minutes later and try again, and just practice with scrap fabric to start with. What I think you should do, you know, any scrap pieces, so you could just learn the motion of doing it. And I know that if I sat down and messed with my Martelli long enough, I'm pretty sure that I would figure it out too. I've just been lazy.
She's trying to change the blade. I give up the trick. She's trying to change. She tried to change the blade and is trying to put it back together, and she can't figure out how to get back together.
I wonder if you can find a YouTube video on how to put this particular one back together. She says, I am sure. Oh, she says she is sure when she finds a user manual, it will be clear as mud. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I haven't took that Martelli apart because I don't think I can put it back together if I do.
I took mine apart and put it back together, and I didn't have any problems. But now I'm looking at it and I go, how did I do that?
Yeah. So, when was the last time I changed the blade, right? I'm going to be over here pressing.
It's been a while.
I'm going to be over here pressing these little blocks.
So is anybody working on anything in particular out there other than changing rotary blades? Anybody else got any big projects?
Inquiring minds want to know.
Some of my fabric.
Go ahead.
This is some of the fabric that my puzzle mystery quilt, which this is a pretty one. If you do puzzle mystery quilt, you don't have to worry about cutting. It's already cut for you.
Speaking of PMQs, did you sign up for the Wild West?
Have they put it out yet?
Is the one you're working on your first one or a second one?
First one. This is the Tree of Life, right?
I think sometimes first timers don't. It could be,
yeah,
but they haven't sold out of anything from the. So here's what: when you become second time, okay. So you're doing one right now. You're doing Tree of Life. Okay. So when the Wild West starts, that'll be your number 2. And when the fall comes, which will usually be July when we have to sign up again, July or August, I think. Yeah, no, because now we're signing up for the fall. Okay, so when November rolls around, there'll be discussion for the new spring 2024, okay, or 2025, sorry. And when that happens, you will get an email saying you have been invited to a private blah, blah, blah. And you'll get, so the day before the initial sign-up, those who have already completed 2 p.m. or, and I shouldn't say completed because that's the wrong wording. When you're a first timer, you're learning that first, so you're doing,
so I would have to sign up for the Tree of Life, which I did, and then the next one.
When the next one rolls around, which will be for the fall of, no, for the spring of 2025, sorry, you will be invited to the day before sign up. So sign-ups are tomorrow for the PMQ.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But today is early sign-ups for those who have done, who are doing their second PMQ, or they've been doing it like me. I've done 16, or I have 16 colorways in my house right now.
Oh,
That
really?
tells you how many. Yeah, I've been doing it for a while. So don't forget about signups for the Wild West. And I have already signed up for mine, and I know someone's going to ask, so I'll go ahead and tell you. And then, maybe the next go around, I'll let you guys vote on which one you think I should do as a colorway. Take me out of my comfort box and let you guys, vote on which one you think I should do this upgoing route. Because I pay for mine, and but I don't mind sharing how to do them, or how I chose the color. So the one I chose this time, because there was only one petite, and it was the purple. And one of the reasons you haven't seen those purple batiks, they're different. They're not the same batiks, but the colorway is similar. And it's because she sells a lot of purple colorway batik PMQs, believe it or not. So this is why you keep seeing that lavender color or that purple array of colors. Like I did Olympia and mine was purple. So this is something that seems to be a high demand PMQ that people sign up for that one in specifically. So I thought that was a cool answer. And so right now I've only signed up for one, and I signed up for Delilah.
Delilah.
Yeah, and let me share the screen. Let me go find Cotton Cuts first. And I'll share the screen so you can see what the colorway looks like. Oops. Hold on a minute, you guys. Let's get started.
So there's 10 clues. So we have 6 more to go.
Okay. Yeah, because that's number 4 you're working on right now, or 5?
This is number 4.
Okay. Yeah. So, yep. Got 5 more to go, but sign up starts now, and then the first clue will be dropped in July. I just got to go look and see what the date is for that. That's why I didn't give you a date, but I will look that up in here directly. But let me share my screen with you guys so you can see the colorway I'm going to do. Have you chosen a colorway
for the new?
Yeah, have you gone and looked at them? Do you know which one you want to do?
No, I don't think I have, and I didn't know we could see them. Tomorrow is the
Actually,
Saturday.
You can. And stick with me here. I'm going to share the screen so you can see it.
Okay.
And that way you can see the colorways. First, I'll show you guys the one I'm going to do. Let me move these screens around a little bit. There we go. Okay, over here where you see my mouse, this one's called Delilah.
Oh,
and
like
the fabric is Nora's Garden by Shauna Doris for Andover Fabric. So that's going to be that's my choice for the PMQ this go around. So let me show you the rest of them. They all now have names on them. The first one, starting from I'm going to move left to right. The first one is Dusty Rose, Joy by Laundry Baskets Quilt for Andover.
Okay, so you can actually go look at Joy on their website.
Yeah, you should be able to. Yeah, exactly. The next one is called Prairie Sunset, The Flower Fields by Maureen Cracknell. Oh, speaking of this, while I'm thinking about it, some people might want to know this information and other people might not want to know this. But you can tell based on the colorway what's going to be the dominant fabric based on what information Kim gave us. So if you look at this color wheel, I'm spinning around on the one called Wrangler, the blue one, True Blue by Maureen Cracknell. So at 6 o'clock, which is where I have my mouse sitting, that will be your binding color for that colorway. So
I didn't know that. All right.
Yeah, so mine will be your
binding. Mine will be navy blue on mine.
Yeah.
Which I'm
then you go clockwise, and this will be A, the first one. The second one is B. The third one is C. Fourth one is D. Next one is E. And then the last one is F. The 2 dominant colors in Wrangler are going to be D and F. And for the most part, most of the other ones will be D and F as the dominant color. Okay, the next row is Tumbleweed by Autumn Forage by Bocchesini. Oh my gosh, that's a hard one. Meadows for Figo Fabrics. The middle one is Bluebell Garden of Dreams by Jason Yinter in the Beginning Fabrics. The next one is Grunge Brights by Basic Gray for Moda called Calamity. The next one is Saloon using Banyan Batik Studio for North Cotton Fabric. The next one is Ghost Town Erie by Katarina Rochella for Art Gallery Fabrics. The next one is Holiday Style by Satin Moon Designs for Blank Quilting Co. of Crimson Canyon. The next one is called Josie. B Basics by Lori Holt for Riley Blake. The middle one is Mystic Cactus Ebb and Flow by Isoldo Designs for Wyndham Fabrics. The next one is Delilah Nora's Garden by Shauna Doris for Andover Fabrics. So my two dominant colors are going to be the purple down here at the bottom and this green up here at the top.
Oh, okay.
The next one is called Gold Rush by Kate Fassett Collective for Free Spirit Fabrics. The next one is Tombstone, Tim Holtz Eclectic Elements for Free Spirit Fabrics. The next one is Jamboree by Chalk and Charcoal by Jennifer Sampu for Robert Coffin Fabrics. And that's what we have for the colorway this next this fall PMQ for 2024. Those are the colors that are being offered. Okay, now that I've shared that with you.
Yeah, that's a lot. I don't know. I'm already looking and going, I don't know which one I'd pick. I'd have to study it again. I mean, I could probably, I really do, of course. I like the Dusty Rose by Laundry Basket Quilts, of course, because she's did a sitar. That's one of my favorites. And that's the fabric I'm using for the Peaceful Baskets. So I need to, which the one I'm doing now, it's a definite, not something I would use normally. This is probably way out of my my zone right here. It's a little bit more busy than what I'm used to.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping it all come together in the end. I'm sure it will.
Okay, y'all got any questions you want to ask me or Jamie? Y'all are a quiet bunch today.
Is everybody still at work today?
It could be right. They're so quiet.
It's we've got really good weather here today. When I was on my way home today, my temperature thing said it was 77. So it makes it nice since my air conditioner's still not working up here.
Figured out what's wrong.
I had to open the window, and I have a little bitty, but you can probably see it. It's a little bitty portable air conditioner. It looks like a little. I have it going on me because it does get really hot.
What's wrong with it?
It's probably just the air conditioner. It's probably just out of Freon, and it's really old. It's original to this house. I mean, when we bought this house 10 years ago, it was already 15 years old. So,
okay. I told Nikolai we're going to have to buy fans for the house because I think this summer is going to be a bit warmer than we're used to having.
What is the high temperature there usually in the summer?
Oh, so this is the end of May, and the weather has changed so much in the last 4 years, and snowfall is getting lower and lower, which is very bad because the ice cap's not building any kind of cover to protect it from the warmer temperatures and the bright sun. And so it used to be that the lake wouldn't, and I'm using the lake as a example because it's the best way for people to understand the temperatures here. We all know that everything freezes at 32 degrees or below. And it has to stay consistent for days for that to happen. So the lake did not fully freeze over until second week in January, I think. And the year before, it was the last week in January, and then it only stayed frozen for 2 months. Normally, it should stay frozen. Normally, it would have been frozen from when I first moved here. The lake would be frozen by the middle of October and not unfreeze until the end of June. That tells you how much changes we have. The lake is not freezing until January, and it's thawing out in May. So it's a month ahead of schedule. So the lake is free right now.
Well,
Temperatures have been.
It seems like everything is off here to me by close to a month, because usually by June you could be in the pool. Okay. Yep. Now you might go from the pool over to the fire pit because it's cold. So it seems like it stays cooler here. So summer's getting pushed back, I think. And maybe
it could be, but I also think that we're going to have the hottest summer in history all over the world.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And La Nina is supposed to take over the weather patterns sometime soon from what they're estimating. But then you read the latest NOAA predictions for hurricane season. Hurricane season doesn't sound too promising for a lot of people. It says it's going to be one of its most aggressive years for nasty hurricanes.
Oh, yay.
Andrea says it's hot and humid and stormy down here in Southeast Texas. We didn't even have a winter here this year. Yeah, see? So right now, today, it's what time is it right now? It is currently 8 o'clock p.m. my time, and it's 45 degrees outside. So it was probably at least 3 degrees warmer earlier. Because I have to open my front door and crack a window at another part of the house and totally let all the hot air out of this house. Because we have windows on all sides of our house except one spot. And so all these windows is collecting heat from the sun, because we're up to, I'm pretty sure we are now really close to 22 hours of daylight.
Oh, yeah, I would like that.
And summer solstice starts June the 21st. And June 21st also has a significant thing. It's a holiday here because it's the day that Greenland reached its partial autonomy from the Danish crown.
Okay.
They really want to become independent of colonization and all of it. There's a young lady on YouTube, and let me see if I think I might have. Hang on a second. Y'all, those of you interested in Greenland itself, let me see if the bot reads that or if I had to put more words in it. This young lady has a YouTube channel, and she does shorts. So her videos are all around 1 minute long, and she says a whole lot of stuff in that 1 minute about Greenland. And yeah, looks like the link's not working. Darn it. Hold on a minute. Let me go find her. But if you want to follow what's going on in Greenland and learn about Greenland, because she talks about all kinds of things. She's not a political person, other than the fact that the newest thing is, and she's brought it up, there's a discussion that some Greenlanders, especially the younger generation, are going to move themselves away from forced religion.
Forced?
You don't know what forced religion is?
I didn't know. Well, I figured there were in some countries, but I didn't know if there would be a forced religion in Greenland.
There was a forced religion in the United States of America. Think about it. Any indigenous peoples were forced into religion. They didn't have a say in it. You either do this or you die. You know, and they pulled children away from their children were pulled away from their parents. And it's the same thing worldwide. This is what colonization is people come in and take over a country and force the entire population into religion, which is what they did here. They literally forced them. If they were caught doing their pagan religion stuff, they would get the crap beat out of them. And it's even written in books of where these missionaries would beat the locals into submission.
Oh, really? I had no idea about any of that. No.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know anything about Greenland. I did look it up a little bit just to see. And I thought y'all might have been under the crown, like Australia's still under the crown too. I guess of England or whatever.
Greenland only has partial autonomy currently. And what that means is, because people are gonna ask anyway, so we can clear this up real quick. Partial autonomy means that they have control of certain things, but the things they don't currently have control over is the military, because they don't have one, because Denmark provides that. The policing, which is slowly going to be moved to a more Greenlandic type of policing. Monetary stuff and foreign affairs, and the medical stuff. All of that's controlled by Denmark. The rest of it is controlled by the government here that's been established. And people vote for their different, politicians and stuff, of what they do for a living. And what was the question again?
I think we were talking about, well, it started out forced religion and living under the crown.
Yeah. But eventually, Greenlanders are going to try to move themselves away from this kind of control.
Yeah.
So if a person wants to stop, so a lot of the young people are quitting the church, and they're picking up what is native to their Inuit culture. And from my point of view, I see nothing, let them do what they need to do. They should be able to control their life, not other people control it. They're not even native to this country.
Well, I have a visitor here.
Uh-oh.
Too ugly to be in.
She won't show her face.
Aw, you can come say hi. We don't bite.
She wants to show her puppy.
Aw, what a cutie pie.
So, can you watch her? I go to Springfield.
Well, I'm kind of busy at the moment.
Lori says hi to you, Jamie. Andrew says, I am trying to get the last 2 borders on my test quilt for my pattern I wrote. I'm planning on releasing it. Oh, I can't wait to see what you come up with, Andrea. Hi, Lori, by the way. Then let me see. Andrea says it's hot, humid, and stormy in South. And then Andrea says it's like cults here. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. So I just posted the link for Q's Greenland. That's her name. And like I said, go over and have a watch. She does them like 60 days. Day 1 to day 60, or sometimes she does it day 1 to day 365 days. And you get to learn she shares Greenlandic, and so she's a native Greenlander. It's nice, because y'all hear sometimes my husband speak Greenlandic when I ask him to pronounce a word that I don't pronounce so good. But it also teaches, you get to learn what hello means, and hello is hello. And it's ALUU. That's how we spell hello.
Okay.
Thank you is Quaqortoq. But saying you're welcome is harder because there's double L's. And I'll put that in the channel.
So now does Greenland, does it have its own language, or does it speak Danish? Yep. Or okay. Own language.
Right now, 3 languages are spoken in Greenland. Greenlandic's #1 position. #2, which is probably going to get changed soon, is Danish. And #3 is English, but they're fixing to switch the Danish to be #3 and English to #1, because one of the biggest things that Greenland is going to really, really expand on is tourism for this country. I know that they're talking about some laws about cruise ships and stuff that they need to come up with, because the cruise ship was off the East Coast last summer, and they went into a fjord that they weren't supposed to go into with that big cruise ship. And I'm pretty sure it's because the captain wanted to show the ice cap, and he got too close to where the ice cap has this big, huge, long river stream that, as the ice cap is melting, all that water goes into the fjord. But it's not just water going into the fjord, but silt and sand and, other things that get washed down the side of that area. And it created a big mud bog right at the entrance to the river. And he got too close and he sunk his prop into the mud. This had 2,500 people on board. And when someone did a drone of the, from the above it, you could see the whole rear end of that ship sunk in the mud.
Oh no.
Crazy. It was insane.
See, now, my husband, when he was in the Navy, they did take their ship into the fjords.
Yeah, some ships are allowed in if they know where to go.
Yeah.
I don't know why this one went in that particular place, but now military and stuff goes in and out of them all the time, but they know the waters. This particular cruise ship had never been in that one before.
Yeah.
So I don't know what he was thinking. I'm like, dumb, really dumb, especially in the Arctic. So dumb. Like, you should not do this in the Arctic where you can,
No.
There is no civilization within hundreds of miles of there, and it takes time to get there by boat, to come and help them. So they had 2 cruise ships parked outside of the fjord there, because they thought they may end up having to take all the cruise or the tourists off that ship and put house them on the other 2, because they couldn't get the ship out of the mud. But someone came in with one of their big fishing vessels and pulled them out, but it took them a couple of days to get them out of the mud.
Oh gosh.
But they had to pay.
Did everybody go watch?
It cost them $500,000 to get their boat out of the water. Out of the mud. $500,000. Can you even imagine that?
No. I'd like to be able to.
I bet he got fired, because that's an expensive lesson to learn.
Oh yeah.
Let me see here. I think I need a design board bigger than the one I'm using. Darn it. Because now I have to lay this out. Okay. Yep. I need to swipe this board.
So how many are doing the peaceful baskets blocks out there? Is anybody doing those in the chat?
Nikolai gave the answer to who pulled the ship out of the mud. Research vessel called Qaqortoq. Is that with a T or D, honey? Because I don't know when to use the D instead of the T sound. I think that's a T sound at the beginning, though. Qaqortoq. Because that J's not sounded out. So what did you just say? Jamie?
You what?
What was it you just said?
I have no idea.
Oh, Nikolai says, sorry, D. So it's a D sound, so it's Qaqortoq, not Qaqortoq.
Are you talking about when I asked who else doing the puzzle mystery?
No, there was a minute ago you asked something else. It'll come back to you, I'm sure it will. Okay, so I have all the little stuff done. Now I'm going to lay it out so we can make sure that I put it together right, since these are triangles. And triangles and me are like pouring, what can I liken it to? Putting oil inside of something that shouldn't have oil, I guess. All right, so let me see if I can lay this out the way it's supposed to be laid out. It's going to look like this, you guys. Honey, what's the temperature where you're at right now?
Me? My temperature is 77.
Nice. I knew you said it was. That's the perfect weather to me. And you have weather in the
It,
70s.
it's actually a little cooler today.
Oh,
It seems like it was yesterday too. It's kind of been fluctuating a little bit. We've had quite a bit of rain.
we've had rain for 2.5 days, and now the sun's out. The weather's actually kind of nice today. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm getting these blocks or the half square triangles laid out in the proper way it's supposed to be laid out. So I'll show you what it looks like when I get them all laid out.
Am I gonna add borders, Janine? I don't think so. Of the quilt on the wall, I probably won't. I think I'm just gonna do a red binding and so it can actually get finished. Plus, I don't have enough of the fabric of any of it for a border because I used like mainly fat quarters and I used all of the background, and I don't have enough red because I use fat quarters. So I'll probably just bind it and do a red scrappy binding, which I've already started on the back. I just have to add a little strip to the bottom for the backing. I did a piece backing. Not that I probably couldn't find another red to go get enough, but I think I'm just going to leave it the way it is.
Let me see if I can set this up where the camera can see what I'm doing. I might be able to turn the camera where y'all can see what I'm doing. Just let me, okay, I'm gonna try moving this one camera so you can see what I'm doing. But so tell me if it looks upside down to you.
I think it's because is it because I'm in the way?
No, this isn't, I haven't moved it yet. I'm going to show them. Let me
No,
see.
I'm looking on my screen.
Yeah, I haven't moved it yet. But let me see if I can turn the camera around so they can see what I'm doing. Let me know if you can see this or not, you guys. No.
I see sewing machine and scissors and your fabric.
It is going to look upside down. I don't know if that helps or not. I don't think so. Let me turn this to the side and see if that. Now they can see one side of it, but that means putting it on the side of me accidentally messing something up. Okay, I thought I could help with that, but it doesn't look like it. All right, we're gonna go back to this machine. Hi, so Terry, how are you? Jan says, let's see what you're doing, Jamie. Sherry says, I want to do the block, but been busy and haven't started yet.
Well, here are some of the blocks that I've just sewed together, which they're half square triangles. See, it's kind of busy, y'all, just a little, but I'm gonna have faith. So I did I think there is there 8 of those? I don't think. Yeah, 8. And so it's the puzzle mystery, and this is my colorway. So I use this little press thing that I have. I've had it for a long time to press. I'm going to go ahead and I guess press the seams open. I really didn't read ahead to see if it told me to press them a different way, which if you know me, I don't like to press my seams open. But here, yeah, it is going to matter in one spot. Well, we'll see. I can always fix it. So that is what I'm working on. The puzzle mystery quilt. I'm doing the small one.
Do you know if you're going to do a large one for the next go around? Or are you going to stick to doing the small one?
You know, I forgot how big is even the small one. Does it tell on here? I don't remember what it said.
It should tell you right on your colorway page. Pack.
I'm sure it told me, but
Oh, right color.
yeah, I don't know.
It depends on, you know, what you like. Because I haven't tried doing a small one. Because I think I'm going to feel like I would rather just go ahead and do the additional work.
Yeah.
But, I don't know,
Okay,
maybe
so
one
do
of
you
these I'll
have
try a
any
small
of
one.
them finished?
Just
Well, the fabrics blend nicely. Oh, I like that colorway, Tree of Life. Yeah, I like the colors. It's just some of them, they're kind of busy. And maybe I'm just not used to working with something this busy. Maybe I'm just, you know, kind of kind of plain.
I think that the biggest
I'm
thing
still
that
on the big screen.
I think the biggest thing that we should share with each other is just do the process and wait till the end, because you never know what's
Oh
going
yeah.
to happen.
I mean, I'm gonna do all my blocks and I'm gonna get it sewed together, because if I don't do that, I'll never know.
Yeah.
You know. And plus it's easier because it's already cut for you.
Yep.
Do you have a finished quilt?
Actually, yes, one is finished. For some reason, I think I have two finished, but I don't think so. I have one that's been quilted, and it's my very first DMQ called Stratford. The only thing that's not finished on it is quilted, but it's not bound, and it's still sitting in California because I can't get children put it in the mailbox and send it to me so I can finish it. So,
Oh.
you know, I may have to just make a trip to the United States just to go get my quilt.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm still on the big screen.
Whoops. Yes, thank you for reminding me of that. Jeanne says the fabrics blend nicely. And she says, well, it is a tree, laugh out loud. And so Terry says she likes that colorway for Tree of Life.
Yeah, I like the colors. It's just maybe they're kind of busy together. But like I said, when the whole thing is together, it might be, it'll probably be fine, I'm sure.
Yep, I'm thinking it will be. I mean, sometimes it doesn't always come out the way we think it's going to come out, or we might not be happy with how
Oh yeah.
I mean, I did the Piazza Nirvana, and I started out liking it, but by the time I was done with it, I wasn't so sure about it. But
Oh, really?
a lot of people really like it, and I think once I get it quilted, because it's a finished quilt top, so once I get it quilted, you know, I probably will be more happier with it.
Yeah. Well, I know that I've made quilt tops in the past, and if y'all have ever seen that little Bargello quilt I have, I had to move it. I made that a long time ago, and I looked at it and I was like, and then I was going through my quilts, and at one point in time I thought about just tossing it, giving it away, and then I looked at it again. I went, huh, I think I like that. So, you know, your taste can change, and your opinions of fabrics and all that can change over time.
Yeah, you know what happened to me, because I was so new to the PMQ, I really didn't have an understanding of let's be frank here. When you first start out, you don't know who Tula Pink is, or Allison Glass, or you might know what a batik is,
Yeah.
but some of these fabric lines you really don't know. And I'm not a Tula Pink fan, but two of my PMQs in the same clue or in the case. The same case, which would have been the name of the rose, I think. One was Allison Glass and one was Tulip Pink. And when I started, I'm like, what in the world was I even thinking? So I had the census done for both of them, and then I stopped because I'm like, oh, who am I going to give this to? But the other day, I don't know, a couple months ago, I was going through all my PMQs, and I got to looking at that Allison Glass quilt, partial quilt, and that Tulip Pink one, and I realized my grandkids will love them because they're colorful and they're in your face, and I definitely know that my oldest one will definitely probably love the Tulip Pink one, or even the Allison Glass for that matter, because she's shown a lot of interest in cape fabric, which is surprising for a teenager. Well, she's not a teenager yet, but she's about to be in December. But the fact that she liked cape tells me something about her. She's got artistry inside of her, and she has the skill set to draw and paint and stuff. So I'm like, this is why she felt drawn to those colorful pieces of fabric from Kate. She really liked the way they looked. And when you look at, you see these big flowers, and you're like, what am I supposed to do with these?
Yeah.
I put them into 2.5 strips, and I set them together a strange way. And the strange way I set them together, she loves it. And I made sure that there was like a blender in each part of it so that you could see a design showing up in between all that big in your face stuff,
Yeah, I know it is really big. You need big blocks just for his fabric, but you just don't want to have a plain block. You know what I mean? So I struggle really with his fabric. Now I did Qaqortoq has the socialites. Did you ever do that? I did it
on one of them, I think.
I did one, I got it finished, and then I did another, which, I think when I went over all my stuff that was still working, my works in progress, that is one of them. And I think I forgot to get it out. But I did it in Tulip Pink. Cool. So I really need to get it out and put it together. But I couldn't decide on the setting. And because they had their setting, and then they showed a butterfly setting, and I wanted to do the butterfly setting. But now I'm like, I just need to get it out. So all the blocks are sewn. They just need to be sewn together. I also need to get some long arming done. I've got that me to long arm, the one I just did. I've got my pressed flowers. I've got to get it long armed. But that all takes time. And lots of it.
I think I found a mistake, which would not be cool. Yep, I think something's wrong here. It's showing one particular block color, and I do not even have one in that color, or made that for those two pieces. So it's making me think I must have did something wrong, but the only way to find out is finish this bottom row so I can see what I did wrong. The white and red.
So when did the puzzle mystery start? Because see, I just heard of it, I guess, a couple years ago.
It's been going since hang on, I'll tell you how long it is, because I started out with Stratford. And Stratford was probably the 3rd year, maybe, or the 2nd year. They actually have a link where you can, up underneath the puzzle mystery, that says past puzzle mystery quilts, and you can see every past PMQ that they did. So the first one started in the spring of 27, and it was called All Aglow.
Okay.
So since the spring of 2017, so that they've been going 7 years now.
Wow. See, I wasn't even sewing then, I don't guess. No,
I had just
I
started
wasn't.
back in 2017. I mean, I think I started sewing the latter part of 2017 because that's when I started signing up for some stuff. Now I've had my cotton cut subscription box for the classic box. I have had that since the fall of 2018. So all this time I've been getting that classic box.
Yeah, I did look into that box.
Yeah, I love this box. Robin, I kind of am feeling better, but I still have a sore throat. That hasn't gone away. And my energy seems to drop out. And then I have to go lay down for a while and then get back up and I feel better again. But I also think that the reason I have lack of energy is because I'm not eating enough. I can't eat right now. It's just, I'm not up for it.
Well, a lot of people around here, they have allergies. The allergies have been really, really bad.
Yep,
I think.
you're right about that. I think that because our planet is changing, it's causing secondary problems.
Does it tell on here how to press any of these? Or just do it the way you want?
You're doing number 4. Let me see if I should have clue number 4 where I can look at it. It should tell you which way to press them to. GN says, after 40 years, I still don't know the design. And I barely know the companies. I just look around and if something grabs me, I get it and combine whatever I want. Hey, that's how I do things. But I'm slowly learning the different lines. I'm getting where when I can walk in a fabric store in person, some of the lines, they just pop into my eyeballs like, oh, I know what that is. And oh, I know what that is. But then I see other things. I'm like,
oh, yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, I know quite a few of them now, like Jason Yenter and some of those. Now they'll throw me off.
So this one block that's not got the right color, I have this extra. This is supposed to be teal down here, but I have used all the teals I'm supposed to use, looks like. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, look at this mess, you guys.
Is that the block?
Yeah.
That would be, yeah. That would be so confusing.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to set this one block aside for right now. And I'm going to start
when I do like that, a lot of times, or even when I'm putting a quilt together, I won't sew it in a row. If they're long rows, I sew it in blocks of 4.
That makes good sense. Actually, that's actually a great
it's easier.
idea. Thank you for that little heads up. That's actually a great idea. And it might help me see where I might have made a mistake that I'm not seeing at the moment. And by doing it in small sections, that helps me not mess it up more.
Yeah. And then after you sew that section up, you can always cover it up.
Yep. Okay, so what she's saying is instead of me doing the long rows, we're going to do it in like 4-patch quadrants.
Yeah.
So this would be the first quarter of the top left. So we're just going to do it in quadrants. That's a really good idea.
Also, I mean, I'm pretty sure most people, when they sew their rows of their quilts together, they just sew row by row. I cannot do that. I sew 4 blocks across, sew those together or whatever. Sew 2, 2, and then those together if I can. That way, if you're running a whole long row, if you're off a little bit, then you continue being off a little bit.
Yeah.
So just sew 4 at a time together or whatever. That's what I do.
Yep, that makes good sense to me. All right, we're going to start sewing these blocks together, you guys. Somebody keeps texting me. I'm like, I'm busy. I'm on a live. Why are you texting me? I keep hearing my phone go off. Unless
I'll put mine on
I'm
silent.
reluctant not to look because it could be an emergency from one of my family members, you know.
Now, we did go to some friends of ours for the day. They have like 1 million kids and all that, but I never got my phone out of the car all day and however long till we left, and it was great. I loved it.
Yep.
Right. So Janine, me either. I do it my way and hope for the best. Will never be show worthy, but yeah, I don't have a show worthy quilt yet either. Maybe one day. I thought about putting in the Kentucky State Fair, but I have to find out and get all the rules and regulations to do that. So then I'll have to find out where to get all the rules and regulations.
Someone asked a question about the directions for pressing, and normally it does. Hang on a minute. I'm going to.
Oh, the puzzle mystery?
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can find.
Oh, it's got arrows on here. I saw them. Finally.
Okay. Can you show them on your, since the subject was brought up, I'm going to spotlight you for just a second. Can you show them what you're talking about? So we'll know. Yeah.
Well, does it matter if it shows?
No, I don't think so. It doesn't.
Right here, it has the arrows right there. You see? So it's in black and white.
Up to the
There's an
camera.
arrow that shows on the block.
Yep. Oh, that one's sitting right out here, and I do have the directions sitting out.
Yeah, it's got arrows on there. It just took me a minute to. I'm on my 4th block. You would think I'd know that by now.
Yeah, the arrows are there. I see them. I just ignore them. But I don't want to tell. But I don't want to tell a newbie to do that. You know, if you're new at doing PMQs, like you're a total beginner, I would not ignore any part of the instructions. The only thing I will say is, well, there's a couple things. One, it's not necessary to measure the blocks as long, and I'm going to say this for a reason. It's not necessary to measure if you stay consistent with your, if you're doing a scant or if you're doing a quarter or whatever you're doing based on your machine. As long as you and that machine and this particular clue is being sewn and you sew it on the, you sew each clue on the same machine, you sew it the same way, you stay consistent, it will come out in the end, and it doesn't need you measuring it. And I would not trim anything until you have all your clues done and you get it out on the wall, and then you'll know whether you need to do anything.
Yeah. Now, I've heard to sew a scant 1/4 inch, but I'm just not good at that. I use my guard. I'm still big. I'm big again on here.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
So actually, I think most of my 1/4 inch seams are probably just a little big, to be honest.
Yep.
Usually if a block is supposed to measure like, I don't know, 17 and a half, mine won't be quite 17 and a half, but that's okay. as long as all of them are 17 and a half.
All of them are the same. Yeah, exactly. So if you measure it and you're off by less than an 8, leave it alone and just be until you get to the end. And it doesn't hurt to wait till the end and find out that this block might need to be redone, and that's okay. But it may not be doing because it might go together without any struggle.
I have this little ruler here, and I can put this on the back, and my 1/4-inch seam is about a thread too wide.
Yeah.
So it's too big.
But there's no need to stress over it, because if you do all of your blocks the same, it's going to come out.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a total disaster. What you need to do is just enjoy the process. Go with the flow. Wait to see what happens.
Janine, you're going to do a bargello for your bed. I've been working on a bargello pattern because I've been wanting to do one, and I've got like 3 or 4 bargello books, and I did that small one years and years ago, and I've been wanting to do another one, and I thought about doing some with some jelly rolls, but I don't know.
Let me backtrack here because there's been some questions or comments. Ian says, I never pay attention to the names of fabric and stuff. I always buy what I like. GN says, amen. I have a box of Kleenexes in every room. You know what? I have a box of Kleenexes everywhere. And you know what else I have everywhere in my house? And every time Hanifa comes over to take care of the house, she says, why do you have inhalers in every room in this house? I said, I have inhalers in every room of this house because I am a lifelong asthmatic. And there was a time when I didn't have inhalers. So now I do, and they're everywhere. And they're in my jacket pockets, because I know if I don't put one in my jacket pocket and leave it there, I will be subject to put my jacket on and walk out the door and not have one on me, and then find myself in a predicament.
Yes, I have a box of Kleenex pretty much everywhere that I spend time. And this box almost kind of looks like quilt blocks on here. So
okay, so was this the top one or the bottom one? I'm going to get this so messed up if I don't pay attention.
Okay, the bargello is not as hard as people think. Maybe make sure every other row is so the opposite direction. Well, on some bargellos, where you can just sew it in the tube, and you start off with one block, and then you unpick the next row down, which, I don't have anything to show you here. You unpick that seam, and that's how you get your fall in your bargello.
Yep. There seems to be a lot of
it's been a while since I've done one. So.
I noticed that there's been some different kind of bargellos out there, and I'm thinking about, I really don't like the one where it just goes up and down like this. No. But now they're coming up ones where they look like you can change the direction.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let me finish scrolling. Let me see here. Robin says, Deanne, yes, absolutely. And I don't listen to the quilt police. Deanne says, me either. I do it my way and hope for the best. We'll never be show worthy, but the family and friends don't care.
Yeah, I do a lot of stuff and hope for the best. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I use the seam ripper a lot.
And then Robin says, Deanne, when I started, I was doing panels and bandana quilts. Started reading all the rules and quit quilting for years. Yeah, there's that. Then about 10 years ago, I seen a bargello and I said I was going to do it. Hi, Lori. Welcome, welcome. Deanne says, I was always afraid of the bargello, but have been gathering fabrics and I'm going to make one for my bed. Deanne says, I don't have any quilts I have made. She gives them away, I think. Robin says, the bargello is not hard as people think. Make sure every other row is sewn in the opposite direction. Andrea said, I saw a tip from someone, I cannot remember who it was, but they said to take discarded reward cards and cut them into strips and glue them together and tape to your 1/4 inch, and it acts like a seam guide. Hey, actually, that's a great idea. Andrea says you can remove it from your machine when it's in the way. GM says, I'm not going to use cuts. I want to only use 3 colors, so I'm going to have 3 or 4 different fabrics of each color. Andrea says, I am writing a Margella for Dummies pattern now. Andrea says, just get it done, quilts. Karen Brown. Yep. Jan says, Jamie, I know what you mean. And Andrea says, okay, I was thinking it was her, but not sure. Okay, so we're caught up. All right, I am fixing to do, I did not press my seams open this time because I want to experiment with this particular little project and see if I can't manage to nest my seams. And we'll see how they come out. We'll see if they come out funky or they come out right for a change. And what time is it now? Oh, we're getting close to that 9 o'clock mark. And I spent too much time talking and not sewing.
Well, I might be able to get the part. Well, I've got 1 block ready to sew here.
Cool.
That's all I've got done. I have so many activities coming up here soon that I'm not going to be able to sew.
Kid stuff?
Saturday I'll be gone all day. Sunday I'll be gone at least half of the day. Then I watch my granddaughter tomorrow, so she doesn't really let me sew.
Not interested in sewing?
Oh, she's only 9 months old. So,
oh, so sorry.
Yeah. So I'll watch her. I'll bring her up to my sewing room and sit her on the floor and give her stuff to play with. But she's not fond of that. She likes for you to hold her.
I used to have I had a swing, and let me tell you what, that swing was the best child object I ever put money into when I was raising 3 young kids, because they're, because I call it like crazy hour. Kids get grumpy, start being grumpy around like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and you're trying to so you can have dinner on the table for your husband when he gets home, and you have grumpy kids, and I can't sit there and cook and have a child on my hip, because it's too dangerous.
Yeah.
And,
I have to sit in her high chair.
But yeah, I would have the swing in the kitchen, and I would I always had music going, so they were used to the music, and I would play music, and they would, as long as she could see my face, it didn't matter how long I sat in that swing. They all liked the swing though.
Before I got the high chair, a lot of times before she would come over, I would try to get everything done possible, because I would be holding her everywhere I went, because she doesn't like for you to sit her down. But she's getting better, because now she can pretty much crawl and
oh my gosh, I've done it. It's lined up, you guys. Okay, let me press it and then I'll show it to you. I have accomplished the seam by doing the nesting instead of the pressing the seam open thing.
Oh gosh, yeah, nesting's way better.
Well, everybody says that, but I could never get anything to line up. That's why I was pressing everything open.
No, when I started, we never pressed open that I remember.
I like pressing open because it really flat.
Yeah, it does.
But I need to learn how to nest seams because this is the reason why I only say I am a intermediate beginner, because there's things I still don't know how to do. I also don't understand the mechanics of a block.
Well, I guess some blocks. Oops.
Now, some people understand immediately the whole, what makes it all come together. And then some of us who are visual learners derive more off of, you got to see it to understand it. All right, you guys want to see?
Yep.
Look at my little.
Yay! Perfect points.
It's a line on it. Yay! I'm proud of myself. And I think your suggestion of doing them in quadrants was a great tip.
Well, I hope it helps. Remember that when you're sewing up the big border, or the big quilt, not the border.
Yep. Okay, so let's get this next quadrant to make. I'm gonna do that one.
I might actually get a whole block sewn up.
All right.
Maybe.
Well, I was a little over halfway of the one you're working on now. I got part of my number 4 done. All right, let's do this one together. See what we get. Andrew says, I'm running around doing chores, but have my headset on and listening. Laundry is the chore right now. Dishes were done when I was gone before. Robin says, excellent, Katie. And Jeannie says, I didn't press open to begin with, but a hand quilt and the bulky seams make it harder on some designs I tried. Yeah, I agree with you on that one too. And with when you put the seams, in a minute. You better look at this again. Okay, I'm doing it right. What have you got all over your face? What is that? I think I need to vacuum the floor in here. I see fabric dust all over my dog. Isn't that funny?
There's dust on your dog.
Fabric dust.
Yeah.
Time to vacuum the carpet. The only reason I hadn't is just I hate how it stirs up my. Wait a minute, something's wrong here.
Let's see.
Looks like I should have pressed the seam the other direction.
Now, did it give you any directions on how to press on that block?
No, not that I see. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about which way to press. And when you look at, when they show you how to do it and then they lay it out open, it doesn't even say. So I guess it's up to you how you do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to pay attention to how I hook them together. The reason I didn't notice it the first go around is because maybe they were already pressed in the way they needed to be anyway. Or at least that's the way it seems to me.
Well, I am getting there. Let's hope I'm doing it all right. I'm just sewing here.
Have you been enjoying the process as a beginner? I mean, I know you're expert sewer.
Oh, yeah, I really liked it. All
For
the
the
pieces.
PMQ, that's what I'm asking about.
How is your air filter? My air filter is working really good, but the only thing is I have to turn it on, and I did not do that today for some reason. Right, because I have the other. Well, I've got the little air conditioner running, but I also have my window open, and I didn't want to have too much noise going on, but it's really not noisy. But as Katie knows, I was running around like a chicken with its head cut off. So I don't leave it on overnight unless I forget, because it's just a thing I have. I don't like to leave stuff on. Maybe I can get this block done. Now, where did you get the pattern that you're working on now?
This is from a do you remember, well, how long did you say you've been sewing now?
Well, I mean, I started a long time ago, but I quit for lots of years. And then I started back in 2020. Not 2020.
This has a 2019 copyright on it. So Kimberly, before pre-pandemic, she used to do all her live sitting on a sofa and doing trunk shows and inviting people to come and sit with her. And
now, who is this?
Kimberly of Qaqortoq.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
Live on Fridays.
Yeah.
And so she was live, and she had it did a sitar on the live, and basically they were promoting pillow top fabric kits, which is what this is, and the Qaqortoq book.
Okay, yeah. I remember now.
So to start with, when I would get up and walk away sometimes, so I missed part of the conversation about this. I ordered the kit. Then when I got the kit, I'm like, oh my God, I have to buy the book. So I had to turn around and order the book in order to do the kit that I paid money for.
Yeah. I kind of always wonder, they'll go, well, we have the kit, but you'll have to order the pattern. And I'm like,
yeah,
that's okay. I'm just gonna say okay.
So you know, as a beginner, you learn these things, but it's all good. I mean, I didn't mind buying the book because I do like books. I just wish I'd have known about it at the beginning.
Oh yeah. Let me make sure I'm sewing this on right here. Oh, I am.
Because I walked out of the room during a live and missed out on what she said. No. No, ma'am, Miss Noisemaker. She's like, pay attention to me, Mom. You're always busy on the internet.
I know. I think my dog, I think he gets mad at me when I come up here to sew sometimes. Yeah. He's like, she's going up there again. Now let's see if I can get this point. This is going to be a little tricky.
The fabric's pretty decent. It came in the kit. I mean, I don't necessarily like the colors, but they work together. And they so far, I really can't complain about how they're going together. The fabric itself seems pretty good. Traveling going on.
All solids? It's all solids?
Yeah, they're solids. This is the first time I've done anything in solids.
I'm working on a jelly roll and it's all solids.
Good way to learn color.
Put it up there. Look, I don't like the way this looks, so I got to pick it out. Oh.
I just got to make sure my fingers are going the right direction. I'll be right back. I'm gonna press these before I sew them together.
Okay. I'm also picking out. I should have sewed from the other side so I could see my seam.
Oh, I know how that goes.
But like I said, I pick out all the time. That's nothing new.
Yeah, I make mistakes too, so I think that's just part of the process too. You find yourself stuck on something and have to go and undo it because it doesn't look right.
I just really want to know, are those people out there that really do sew it perfect the first time?
I know I don't know about you, but I'm sure you do watch the videos and you see people doing rows that has seams that need to be nested and they just go through it like it's nothing. And then when you look at it, you don't even see that they've made a mistake at the seams. And I'm like,
yeah.
how do you do that? How do they have such confidence that they're not going to have to go and pick out a whole row?
Yeah, because see, I would. I pin my rows. Of course, I said I don't sew a long row until it's the very last seam. That's how I sewed up the quilt that's on the wall in blocks of 4. And then I had because it's 7 across. Of course, I had an extra block there, and I just sewed it on. But yeah, I tried to sew a complete row, and I don't really like it.
Yeah. I don't like doing borders, but I like binding. And they're the same. I just don't understand why I don't like one over the other. I think the extra borders that you put in sometimes it takes a lot of work, especially because you're going to be sewing seams, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, how do you press this up? This
and I watched Kimberly, and she really does make pristine seams in her stuff. I often wonder, how does she do that? I mean,
and everything is really flat. She presses everything open mainly.
Yeah, she does. She's not afraid to say that either.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I just don't have any luck with pressing stuff open.
I definitely have. My sewing of 1/4-inch seams and stuff has improved drastically because of me doing that. But I also want to learn how to nest because I think it would behoove me to learn. So this is my test project. Let's see how bad of a mess I can make of it by just learning how to knit. It'll either all come out right or it won't. And I'll be picking out stuff. And I think I'm already going to be picking because I bet I just sawed off the point. No, I did not. Wow.
Hey, hi, Brenda.
You got it?
Oh yeah, I've got this one sewed. So that is the block.
Let me spotlight you so you can re-show it one more time.
Let me make sure I've got it right
You're
here.
spotlighted. Just going to show you her block. It kind of looks almost like a house, you know?
Yeah.
But I know that's what we're going for. Yeah, because you want to see mine? Here's what mine looks like. Because I'm doing Secret Garden. But I'm also doing Hope, but I don't think I haven't received number 4. So I
you haven't? Yeah, you got to put yourself back.
So here's mine. And mine is Secret Garden. Hang on a minute. All right. So here's what my block looks like.
Okay. No, wait a minute. That's not the same as mine? Or it is?
It's large.
Huh?
It's different because of the way the fabric is.
But you don't have, like, this is a flying geese block right here.
Please don't tell me I did something wrong. Hang on, let me see yours again.
Maybe I did something wrong. I don't think so.
You on the left you have, or on the right, if you're looking at this where this part's at the top, which is what you're doing, you have the square block up here. Then you have right here. This
just one picture.
Here, let me put it up close to the camera.
Is yours a flying geese?
You will see there's a flying geese there.
Okay, yeah, it's the difference in your fabric. See, mine different. I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's like very busy right there. And that's why I'm like, maybe I chose wrong this time.
No. See, that's why I'm like, maybe I chose wrong, but maybe by the time it's all together, it'll be fine. I'm still gonna it'll be fine.
Yep.
So I've got all my half square triangles sewn up, and I've done a lot of half square triangles within the last 2 weeks. I'm trying to, how many have I done? 96 plus, oh, that's plus 104. So that's 200. 300. I've done over 360 half square triangles. Yeah. That was about what's in the block behind me.
That's cool.
Let's see. So of those right here, we have to make 4 total. So 3 more to go.
Okay. And I have made another one. Let me show it to you of this block I'm working on. And of course, it's not going to be finished tonight. Sorry, guys. All right. So here's the next quarter.
Cool. Yay. Got your points. Looks like it's all matching up.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, let's keep on continuing to try to do it this way and let's see what happens.
That's the way I have to sew mine like that.
Well, I thought I would give it a try. You know, I've tried in the past, and then, you know, I was lacking. That's what I would call it. But I think the more confident, I think I'm starting to understand how some things go together, you know?
Yeah.
I might not know why they go together the way they do, but you know, I would like to have that understanding of why they work this way the way they do, you know.
Well, on the quilt that I just did, so I realized, and this is the second time I made that quilt, you can press 4 of your blocks that's in one block towards the dark and then 4 towards the light, and they'll all end up matching. or nesting.
Cool.
So
All right. Now then. Okay. One white and red. One red and
Brenda, did you get to go to Busy Lady Quilt Shop? Because you asked me Saturday if I was going, and I had not read my email that they had a sale going. So no, but I had other things. I had a big dinner at my house Sunday, so I had to clean.
okay. Let's do these two together. Thank you, everybody. And they're also saying it looks good on your end also, Jamie. Very nice, Jamie. Like the colorway. Thank you, everybody.
Where's Jamie?
James, you're Jamie. But
where-
Robin Marie says, very nice, Jamie.
Then she said,
where's Jamie? Oh, sorry. Y'all keep reminding me. Turn the spotlight off. Sorry. That's one of these things I'm like, I wish there was like a bell ringing like, hey, you need to turn that off.
No, my car wouldn't start. Oh, well, that's not good. No money after that. And I don't need to buy any more fabric. I keep saying that, but I know they're going to have the 5th Saturday will be next month. So maybe I can hold off from buying anything till then. You think?
You might could. Who knows?
I'm going to try to. I want to use up some of this that I have.
Mm-hmm. I am not going
to say there's just
talking to the dog, sorry. You hear her talking?
Uh-huh.
So she's got her tail wagging and she's sitting and she's looking at me with those big brown eyes like, Mom.
Come on.
Say hello to everyone. Are you going to sit here and talk? Huh? You know, she's a smart little dog. Nah. No.
My dog is really good. He's never, he doesn't tear up anything, and, he doesn't get anything. He does really good. The only thing with him is he sheds so bad. It's a corgi.
It has the same problem the German Shepherd dog has.
He just sheds. But
always shedding.
I knew that when I got him.
All he's got to do is walk by you and you can see hair falling off of him. You remember, that little Sunday morning funnies ads they used to do? I don't know if they still do or not, but you remember the one called Pigpen?
I'm not sure.
Everywhere that child walked left devastation behind him.
No, I don't remember that. See the Amish light. Next. The Amish Lights Bargello. Is that a pattern or is it in a book or?
Yeah,
Robin?
What are you talking about? Where do we find this pattern you're talking about?
Yeah. I feel like I need to start over again with a more basic one, but I'm not sure if then I'll be, well, why did you just do that? You should have done something else. I know how I am.
Sometimes it's hard to decide whether you want to really try it or not.
The Bargello?
Mhm. This needs to go the other direction. Got that one done.
Charlie Brown wears Pigpen. Now I know Charlie Brown and Pigpen.
Oh, so the Pigpen's from the Charlie Brown comics. Okay.
Yeah, I know that. Okay, on the opinionated quilter. Oh,
Oh,
is she the one out of Chicago? Or not Chicago, well, Illinois? I do watch her. I like her.
the store finally got chocolate ice cream in its freezer. I have been craving chocolate ice cream for weeks. Too bad my husband couldn't bring a bunch of ice cream from Denmark.
I don't eat a lot of ice cream. Not that I don't like it. I don't eat it.
I love ice cream, just certain kinds though. I'm really specific about my ice cream. When I went back home, first thing I did was go to the store and buy some Breyer's chocolate ice cream. There was something wrong with this last time of going to getting the Breyer's ice cream. The ice cream tasted like ice milk to me. It was just the strangest thing. And I'm like, what in the world? Are they using substandard ingredients these days? The reason it tasted like that?
Probably.
And I'm not the only one that thinks that the taste of things has changed since the pandemic.
Well, they probably just, never mind, listen, they probably just put chemicals in everything.
Oh, of course. You know?
Look, did I sew that on backwards? Yes. See?
Oh. Out comes the ripper. Okay.
My best friend.
Yeah,
Good find a rule that goes with the book. Oh, I have that book too, Andrea. I don't have that ruler though. I didn't know you had to have a ruler though. I have a couple of Bargello books, and they're from, I guess, the early 2000s. I also have it's called something Weave. It's pretty cool. Which I love quilting books. Hey, Mona.
Wait a minute.
Let me see. Right here. This is an old book.
Oh wow, look at that.
What year?
I'm going to spotlight you again. Okay.
This is a 2000. So this is not a Bargello, but this is one of the in this book. So that looks like something. I mean, you can do that so easy. Or I've got this Bargello book. And this is a 1990. It's basically, and it's in black and white, which is the bad part. But it shows some of the patterns that are in there. These are more basic.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got this one. And this, they've got a lot more in here. And I don't think you have to have any Pacific ruler. And this is the date. I don't see a date. One. And some, like here, some of the Bargellos here. Can you see that?
Oh, wow. That's different.
Yeah. Here's some easy, well, not easier, but here's some more. And then this is the one I think Donna was talking about, the new slant on Bargello.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if you have to have a ruler for all of them or not, because I don't have a ruler.
I didn't realize there was rulers involved in doing the Bargello.
Well, I'm pretty sure these two right here, they're not. I have another really neat book. It's like I said, it's something weave. Maybe I should get them out and use them.
Yeah, sounds like it.
But right now, I mean, I'm trying to make my own patterns, so I don't look at a lot of my books anymore. Trying to think of, you know, my own ideas.
I tend to buy books over patterns. There's an exception every now and then, like I just bought that or whatever it was called that I showed earlier today. I like the books like that because I can go back and you can get really great ideas from the books, and then you just make the pattern your own.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you still have to give the creator of the pattern, you know, their glory, but at the same time, you can make it however you want to. It's your quilt.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been wanting to do Bargello, and I've got a Jelly Roll quilt coming out soon sometime if I ever put it together. I started off with a practice block and I used a different fabric. Then I've got the actual Jelly Roll out, and then I started putting it together, and I don't like it. But I was like, well, you should just go ahead and finish it. It might turn out better than you think.
Yep. So, you guys, I thought I would give you a heads up. I thought it was going to happen this weekend. I thought I was going to go off on a, what I call a mental break from civilization. And you're all going to say, well, what does that even mean? It means that I was going to go off with my friends who have a boat, and we were going to go sailing for at least 3 or 4 hours. And by the time we get to our destination, we will be totally cut off from the rest of the world. He has a sat phone in case of emergencies, but outside of that, there's no cell service, no nothing. no human beings. If they happen to be going the same place we are going, I the last couple of times that I went to this particular place he's talking about going, was he said we were going to go mountain bird hunting.
I'm
and-
big again. I'm big again.
Oh, oops, sorry. Mountain bird hunting, and egg hunting. And I was thinking, besides my usual, I like to hike and take tons of pictures and videos. I'm going to make a lot of videos, actually. Hopefully, on our way there, we will see lots of birds, and that will have me getting my creative juices all fired up, and the camera in gear, and the videoing them, and and documenting my trip, and just being one with nature again. I haven't been out on the boat the last, let's see, I think it's been at least the last 3 summers I've missed out going on the boat with them. Either I was sick or I had to freaking work. That kind of thing.
We used to have a boat.
I wish we had a boat. If we had a boat, we would never be home. You guys would never see me except through pre-recorded videos.
We used to have a boat.
Yeah,
We used to camp and do all that stuff, and we don't do it anymore. So we don't do it anymore.
It's always exciting to get to go out because I get to see ice and I get to see the really big mountains, depending on where we're going. And the area where we're going, the mountain bird hunts, has an interesting effect that goes on, because you go from one part of the fjord to a different part of the fjord, this particular area, and you have to wait till high tides to even get in with your boat. And then when you get on the inside and you're standing up there at the top of the mountain looking at that and seeing the water level being lower in the big fjord and higher up in the shorter fjord, and you're like, how does that happen? How does gravity make that stay like that when they all run into each other? It's interesting, the effect. So there's all kinds of interesting things about that part of Greenland that you don't know until you experience it. And I have never seen such a thing where water was higher than the other water and it not flowing over. It's the oddest thing.
Oh, that would be. I've never seen anything like that.
I never had until he took me to a secret hiding place. And I'm like, And I'm hoping we'll make a visit by the ice cap since we're going to be over there where we're at. Okay, here's the 3rd quarter. And let's hope I'm showing this to you properly. Yeah, here we go.
Oh, kept all your points. Everything's matching. Looks good.
Yep. So far, so good. I don't have flat seams though, which is kind of bothering me.
Well,
because normally they would be that open seam there,
Yeah.
All these points were crowded up, but I'm not going to complain. No, not complain.
Yeah,
Okay.
my seams are usually not flat because I press and nest.
Okay. All right. So we are 2 hours and 35 minutes into the sew. Do you want to stop or you want to go another 30 minutes?
It's up to you, whatever you want to do.
I've been trying to learn how to shorten my lives because I don't think people like to sit for 3 hours watching. Hey, Sew with Debbie, and hello, Sean of the Guy Who Sews. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Mona. All right, you guys get to vote. Who wants us to stay another 30 minutes? Who wants us to stop? Say go or stop as an answer. Go means we're going to leave, and stop means no. I'm sorry. Go means we're going to keep on going. Stop means we're going to stop it. Let's see what your thoughts are. Thank you, Sean. Now I could, this is a lot.
I think a lot of people just now probably got off work.
Yep, people are just getting off work. That's right. This is a lot of half square triangles I'm trying to sew together.
So my husband, he doesn't get off work till 7.
What's he do work?
He works 7 to 7.
10 to 7.
No, 7 to 7.
7 to 7. Wow, that's 12-hour shift.
Yeah.
Does he always work 12 hours?
7 to 7. Most of the time, unless he's working overtime.
What does he do?
He is a pipe fitter at Ford Motor Company.
Oh, cool. What a cool job to have.
Yeah, he's a maintenance man, basically.
Man. My son went to his first job fair today. He really didn't want to go, and I kept telling him, I said, look, the people who are helping you in Georgia want you to go to a job fair. What's a job fair, Mom? I said, it's where a bunch of businesses come in together at a place, and they show potential employees what they have to offer from their business. And then you have, and you get, in turn, you get to talk to these really cool people. And you get to find out more about them and whether or not, you know, they have a fit for you.
Yeah.
And so he did. He was worried about taking Blaze with him because he doesn't have a sitter. And I said, just take Blaze with you. They're not going to say anything about you showing up with your son at a job fair. And if they do, you're going to have to say, well, I don't have a babysitter, and I'm a single dad raising a boy, and this is how I am out looking for work. I mean, it doesn't take his son to interviews or nothing like that, but to a job fair, it couldn't possibly hurt anything.
Oh, no. Look at me. I'm looking at this going.
It would show to the employers that, hey, he's really, really wants to work. He even brought his son with him so he could attend this, gathering. So he talked to a couple people, but he also saw a couple ones he wants to follow through on this the next couple of days.
Well, see, they offered where my husband works for them to retire, and they would give him a bonus, but he didn't take it. So,
get them out.
Huh?
Are they trying to push him out?
Him not necessarily, no, because actually where he works, there's one job that he knows how to do that he's had to train people on, and there's still people that can't do it. So I mean, they actually call him on his off days sometimes.
Hey, look who's here. Hello, Laura Lynn. Welcome, welcome. No one answered that question.
He's really busy, and he's one of those that has to have something to do all the time. He cannot be, idle.
Sounds like he needs a new job afterwards. Yeah, I don't know what my husband's going to do when he retires from being a fisherman. He's so driven. He loves his job. He doesn't like who he's working for right now, but things have been weird with the job. And Nikolai never complains about anything.
Oh, no, I can't say that about my husband. He complains about everything. Just kidding. Not really.
I told him, I said, maybe we'll have to buy a boat so you can still go do your love of the ocean thing, Boats are just not cheap, but more of the population probably owns a boat than they do a car. We don't own a car because we've chosen not to buy one, but we're talking about buying a UTV, because that would be a way to get around when I want to and not have to use a taxi cab.
So
it's just cheap.
Like when you go to the grocery, you have to get a cab, or is it walking distance, or?
Taxi. Yep, I use a taxi. because it's cheaper for us to just pay the taxi than to spend money on a car, because there's so much stuff. There's the cost of the car. There's 3 different taxes you have to pay, and the taxes are astronomically high, and you know, it's just not worth all that trouble. And they're trying to get people to move away from any I think the goal is, I don't know what they're going to do about heavy construction trucks though, but they're trying to get as many people away from diesel-driven vehicles as they can. That's the first goal. And then the next goal is to get people working toward a more greener kind of car. You know, Greenland doesn't contribute to greenhouse gases because it's such a, you know, low population, but they want to do their part too, you know.
Yeah.
Even though, because everything that the rest of the world does definitely reflects on here. That's why we have warm weather and things that shouldn't be going on. All right, so I got this one turned down.
So Andrea, you're leaving. See you later.
See you later, Andrea. Have a great evening. Thank you, Robin. Hi, Laura Sup. How are you? I want to know how Laura Lynn is doing. No, Miss Melby Butt. No. We'll be done soon, and you'll get fed, and then taken outside. I think she wants to be OUT.
Oh, yeah.
Because the weather is exceptional today.
Ours is too. I mean, I wouldn't go get the pool anything right now.
Well, no,
as the water's cold, but
sun's shiny and cloudly. I mean, there might be some clouds, but nothing to speak of. I walked out the door this morning around, I think it was 3 o'clock in the morning when I took the dogs on their last potty patrol for the night, and the whole area was engulfed in fog. It was the eeriest thing to see, because usually the fog will cross the lake. Uh-oh. That's not going to work. One of these seams have to be turned the other way. Oops.
Whoops. Whoopsie.
It happens. Direction. Because that's not going to work unless I do that.
So where we live, it's we're kind of like what they call the bottoms, the river bottoms.
Mm-hmm.
And so about 3 times a year we get, now where I live off of the bottom, but actually I live on what they would call a dale. We can't get out one way because it floods and it covers the road.
Oh, wow.
So we have to go another way, which is like miles out of the way. And then when my daughter was going to school, the way she went, there was a 1-lane bridge. And sometimes, well, she couldn't go that way because the 1-lane bridge would be flooded.
Is that normal for that area?
To be flooded or 1-lane bridge?
To be flooded.
About 3 times a year it gets flooded. And now it doesn't really get up into anybody's homes, it just covers the road.
Okay.
So yeah, it's pretty inconvenient, we'll say.
I watch a homesteader YouTube channel called Arms Family Homestead, and they have a creek that runs through their property. And anytime they get excessive amount of rain, it floods over the road that they go through. There's always water running through their little road because of the little. It's like a creek.
Yeah, we actually where I live, and we can go through there. There is to get to their house, you have to go through a little creek bottom to get there.
Yep. So you understand the concept of what I'm talking about. And when they got, Oklahoma's been getting, I feel bad for them. They've been getting their butts kicked this past 3 weeks. But with all the tornadoes and his family's farm, it's weird. I watch Arms Family Homestead. I also watch Hidden Heights. Sometimes I might watch Keeping It Dutch, but I don't much care for his what he has to offer. But they all have been talking about the weather and how it's affecting them right now because a tornado tore through Sulphur, Oklahoma, and leveled areas of it. And then yesterday, I guess it was, the little town of Salina got hit by a tornado yesterday. And Hidden Heights, the YouTube channel called Hidden Heights, lives in Salina. Or Salina. Salina is what I think they're calling it. And some of the stuff that they were showing today on his video, he was showing some 100-year-old trees. And the trees were literally knocked down like a stick. So you see the whole length of the tree and its root ball sitting up in the air. And you know that those trees had to have been at least between 80 to 100 years old that got knocked down there where they're at. Our weather is very angry, I think. Anyway, Lori, that looks amazing. What are we looking at? Bargella is called Blue Lily.
Blue Lily. Is it just a pattern or is there a book? I'm going to look it up. Blue Lily.
Oh, wow, that is pretty. That's an interesting effect. The pattern's only $11 or $10.39 through Etsy.
Come here, Cooper. You don't want to come over? Did you hear my dog?
Yep. The dog
He was talking.
Sophie.
Well, I'm actually going to get more of this done than I thought I was going to.
I'm running out of steam. We'll get one more done and then I think I'm going to call it. Hey, buddy boy.
But he's just running, racing around everywhere.
I bet he's wanting something too, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. He comes up here and tells me sometimes, like, I need water. I want to go out. I want a piece of bacon.
Dogs are definitely smart. Who'd have ever thought they came from the wolf? There was a really great YouTube video about where dogs come from in relation to wolves. And it was interesting, some of the stuff the man talked about on how it ended up being, you know, evolution of the wolf to domesticated dog.
Well, he looks like part fox.
He sounds like a cutie.
Oh, almost messed up. I thought I was short a block. Ooh, but I'm not. Three.
So I'm curious, you guys. I am going to go on the fishing thing, or I call it my mental break, and become one with nature thing. I'm probably going to go next weekend. That's what it looks like. It was supposed to have been this weekend, and then things changed. And Corbin couldn't leave. So if we go off next weekend, is there anything that you guys want? I thought about trying to go live, just using my phone, and YouTube and the internet, and try to stay live for as long as I could until we get out of cell range, so you could see some of what I'm seeing as we're leaving the town. Would y'all be interested in a live? It'd be Friday around 1 o'clock, not this Friday, a week from Friday. It would be around 1 p.m. when we set sail. And I could just show you guys as we exit out of our town if you're interested in seeing that. And it will make a great video. There's something wrong with this one, darn it.
Oh, wow.
I see what's wrong with it. So what would y'all think? Would you enjoy seeing a live as we're leaving the town? And it'll probably run, I don't know how long it takes us to go from point A to B. At some point, he's going to put the boat into 26 knots and we're going to be hauling butt across the water. But when we're first exiting, it depends on how much ice is in the water. If there's a lot of ice in the water, then we won't be going so fast. And that gives me a chance to let you guys see what I see. So yes, you would like a live on that day, or no, you don't care?
I would like to see it.
Because I don't mind going live. Because I have a cell phone holder that I can put it on, so I'm not shaking so much. There's going to be movement, but not real bad.
The Amish Lights Bargello is pretty too. Is it Amish Lights or Northern Lights?
I'm gonna have to look into these Bargello ones. Man, if I could figure out how to make a Bargello look like a Northern Lights curtain, I would definitely do one.
It's the one she was talking about with the opinionated quilter.
Uh-huh.
I think that's the one she was talking about.
Guess who has the ripper out?
Oh, I have two surrounding me at all times.
I got one out and using it.
Nice. It's a bit also.
Our chat rate's not very good today in this live. Oh, that's kind of sad.
Well, yeah, like I said, a lot of people are at this time, they're coming home, they're working, they're getting ready to cook dinner. Or
well, this is my normal live night anyway.
Well, maybe they just don't want to see me.
I do not think it's a thing to do with you. You're probably right. Everybody's probably out doing things. The sun is out. The weather's being good. Let's don't go inside and get just yet. I'm sure that's all. Nothing to do with you or me. Have a nice night, Brenda. Sweet dreams.
Bye, Brenda.
And let's try putting this block back together again, only more properly.
Are you hiding out over? My dog's hiding out over by the window.
Nora's up underneath my feet, sleeping,
Yeah.
but trying to annoy me.
He's over here giving me the look.
Well, right now, I'm glad she's not giving me the look. Is everybody having an easy enough time understanding what I'm saying?
I am.
People didn't answer my question about the live.
I mean, I noticed I look blurry sometime. Or is it the internet? Or
Internet connection going on.
I don't have the greatest internet.
We're not having tons of people watching, so that's not the cause of it.
Oh, well, that's what it's going to be like whenever the weather warms up and people are out doing their gardens and all that kind of stuff. I mean, they won't be, I'd say they won't be in the house as much.
Yeah. Only reason I'm not out there with my hands in the dirt is because I'm still sick. And I think it would be a bad idea to get that much sunlight while being like that. As much as, and I really do have an urge to get out there and do some pruning, and I want to plant some mustard greens. He's cleaning out a bed. My planters that I had for all my cool season vegetables. You know that storm that damaged my sewing room? It also took off all of my planter boxes, and when I tried to go looking for them the next day, they were nowhere to be found.
Oh, no.
They up and disappeared.
We've already got squash and zucchini out of our garden.
Well, what I'm planning on planting is mustard greens, and I'm thinking about planting potatoes too. And then I'll have potatoes in the fall that were grown, you know, outside, not Denmark.
Laura Lynn has a song about those seam rippers, Janine.
Guys are jinx. Keep talking about seam rippers. I had to mine out. I'm sorry, Jeannie, but yep, I had to break mine out. Nobody's perfect.
That is for sure.
I definitely are. But I'm not. I mean. I think this one might be a tad off, but I don't think it's enough to warrant ripping it again.
Well, I was listening to a quilting podcast today, and they said, you know, it'll just quilt out. It'll be fine.
So here's what it looks like. See if you see anything wrong with it.
No. What's wrong with it?
The seam right here is not like it's aligned. Oh. Here, let me stick it up closer.
Oh, well, if you have to put it,
you really can't see it, can you?
No, that looks great. There's nothing that at all.
Okay, I just want to make sure it was okay.
Oh yeah,
Trying to learn.
That's really good.
Yeah. So when you're doing it in quarters, then what do you do? So 2 quarters together at a
time? Yeah, that's what I would do. 2 top, 2 on below it, and then sew it like that as you go.
Okay.
Let's see, did everything meet? Yay. That's good. Everything matches there.
Awesome.
I have someone else in my house. It's like Grand Central Station around here.
Family member?
Probably. Usually I can tell by the way they walk, but not enough steps this time.
Okay, so I have a question for you guys because now it's 10 o'clock and we've done the 3 hours. Who wants to see how bright it is outside at 10 o'clock?
Me.
Because I'm going to take my second phone off the tripod and I am going to mosey myself outdoors so you guys can see how bright it is outside. Wait a minute, I need to switch something. Okay, here we go. Jamie,
Yes.
can you talk to them? They're not going to be able to hear me, and then I'm just going to go outside and show everybody, and then I'll come back in and say whatever, because I don't have audio set on this phone on purpose, so it doesn't make vibrations.
Okay. Does anybody have any big plans for this weekend? My Saturday's booked. Tomorrow I'll be babysitting my granddaughter. And so I won't be sewing probably either of those days. I lived in Alaska for 3 years. I love the summers. My dad lived in Alaska when he was young. They didn't live there long. I guess they lived in the northernmost point of Alaska. Something Burrow. Look how bright it is at 10 o'clock. Wow. See, I wouldn't mind that.
Come on, Nora. No. Did they see everything?
Room darkening curtains. Huh? No big plans for the weekend. I did want to tell you I loved your newest video, Jamie. Thank you very much, Laura. Oh,
Okay.
and I did comment, Laura.
Did everybody see everything okay?
I did. I can't believe how long will that last? How long will it be daylight like that? How many days?
We will get to 22 hours of daylight by June the 21st. And that's the longest day of the year. So,
Okay, you said that.
So yeah, summer solstice. And then winter solstice is when we get to 22 hours of darkness.
I don't think I would like that part.
I don't really know. I'm a night owl, so it really hasn't. I guess the biggest thing that I can say is when I first moved here, my husband, you know, he would call, you know, once or twice a week to start with, and then we got where we were doing once a week because we were talking through the internet the rest of the time. So he would
Yeah.
call and he'll say, and I don't know how he knew, but he'd say, "You sound like you're doing something. What are you doing? Taking pictures at the harbor of icebergs?" And he'll say, "Do you have any idea what time it is?" "No, why?" "It's 1 a.m., honey." I'll be down there at the harbor at 1 a.m. and not even realize it's 1 a.m. because the
Yeah.
sun is so bright. I mean, it's like I went from, you know, knowing what time of the day based on where the sun was at. I can't tell you what time of the day because the sun travels in a circle instead of going, you know, rising in the east and setting in the west. You know, if you live in Florida, that's how it goes, to this
Yeah.
circular motion of how the sun goes. And during the summer months, it sits like at a 45-degree angle. So when you're looking at it, you can see that angle above the mountains or behind the mountain. And then by the time it gets to the other end of the lake, it drops just enough below the mountain that you can't, but it still hasn't reached the horizon line. So you're getting the effect of what might be darkness, but it'll be hours before you even notice that the twilight's gone. And I noticed when I was out with the dogs around 3 a.m. this morning, it was not dark. It was dark, but it wasn't dark. You could see that the sun was about to peek back out above the other side of the mountains because the sky looked like it would look at twilight or at dusk or at, what do they call it in the early morning hour? I think the early morning hour is twilight, right? And
dusk is the evening. I know that.
Yeah. So that's how it works. Lori says she's babysitting 3 horses this week. Oh, I wish I was with you. I would be eating that up.
No.
Okay. Did you want to show them anything else?
Well, I've just got my 2 blocks and I'm getting ready to put my last seam on my 3rd block, and that'll be 1 more to go after that. Okay. And I'm trying to think if I have anything else. I don't think so.
Okay. Do you want to tell them anything? We're gonna jet out of here, I think.
Yeah, I'll have a video coming out in the morning on with the peaceful baskets, and I'm gonna have, when I get it done here, my jelly roll or 2.5-inch strip pattern I have, so that'll be coming out soon. And I think that's about it. That's what I've got.
So thank you everyone for coming to our live tonight to sew with us. I'm sorry that the first 30 or 40 minutes we talked about stuff that came in the mail today. I hope you enjoyed that despite it not being right on topic. Thank you for everything you're doing for both our channels. If you have not gone over to Jamie's channel and subscribed, I've posted the link. Please go over there and show some love and subscribe to her channel too, because it helps her as well. And thank you for coming today. I hope everyone has a great evening and a great day tomorrow, and I'll see you on Saturdays live. So make sure to live, laugh, love, dream, and make sure you're creating. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
All right, let me find the off button here, and don't leave yet.
Okay.
And start.